Hi, I'm Sherry, you're watching WhistleOut TV. Today in this video, I am going over the basics and teaching you about what eSIM is and what the technology is. So it's been around for a while, but it's really just becoming more and more mainstream now. So we're gonna get into the pros and cons of eSIM. We're gonna go over what the E in eSIM stands for and rant about it a little bit because I don't like it. And then I'm gonna help you decide if an eSIM or physical SIM is best for you. Thanks for watching WhistleOut TV. I'm Sherry Ray. So later this week, I'm going to be coming out with another video on how to navigate your iPhone when it comes to eSIM and physical SIM technology, so dual SIM phones, because it can be kind of complicated, but this video today is just about the basics in case you're curious and wanting to learn more about eSIM technology. So if you don't want to miss that video, definitely don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and turn on those notifications, and I come out with multiple videos every week. I'd love for you to join along. So with that being said, let's jump right into this video. The first thing we're going to go over is what is eSIM? What is eSIM technology? If you have a specific question that you want to look for, you can look at the chapter selection below where I have it all labeled out. You can just skip to the section you want to go to. But first, what is eSIM? Let's get to it. So for some people, eSIM technology might be kind of self-explanatory, but if you are not on the technology end of things, there are some people in my life who definitely don't know what eSIM is. This is what this video is for, so let's jump in. Normally, to connect your cell phone to a network like AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile, you have to have a SIM card. And originally, up until a few years ago, all SIM cards are physical and they look kind of like this guy. Back here, it's a square and you slide it into the little tray that pops out the side of your phone, and you have a little SIM tool that's pokey and it's easy to lose and kind of annoying. Well, that is what a SIM card is. What an eSIM is basically an electronic SIM card that's built into your cell phone. So you don't have to worry about dealing with physical SIM cards or that tiny little tool that's so freaking annoying. It's just built into your phone. You can download your new cell phone plan. You can connect to your new network or your different plan, whatever it may be, all digitally without having to hold anything physical in your hand. So that is what eSIM is. Pretty low level. But what does the E stand for in eSIM? Earlier I said electronic SIM card, and this is my little rant for the day. I love to rant. You'd think that because this SIM card is electronic, they would call it an electric SIM card, but they don't. They call it an embedded SIM card, which I don't love. I definitely prefer electronic. I think that was a missed opportunity for the marketing team who created eSIM, but here we are. It technically stands for embedded SIM, but I like to use electronic SIM because that just makes more sense in my head. Okay, so with that little rant over, I'm going to give one more little piece of information about eSIMs. You can change them out as often as you want, as many times as you want, but you can generally only have one eSIM at a time in your phone. So if you want an eSIM from AT&T or T-Mobile, nope, you have to choose one for the eSIM and one for the physical SIM. So you can have two networks on one cell phone. You can have two different cell phone plans from two different networks working at the same time, but only one can be eSIM and one has to be physical SIM. So how does this happen? Is your phone even eSIM capable? Let's go over that real quick. So to have an eSIM capable phone, specifically we're looking at iPhones today, you have to have an iPhone XS or newer. But even beyond that, so if you have a phone that has eSIM, say you want two separate networks on your phone. You want to have AT&T as your main network and maybe T-Mobile as a work network or something else. You just want two different cell phone plans for whatever reason. Your phone does need to be unlocked. So how do we find out if your cell phone is unlocked? Let's go through that really quickly, specifically for iPhones. An easy way to know if your phone is unlocked is first, did you buy it from a third-party company or person? If you did, it might not be unlocked. If you bought it straight from your carrier, it also might not be unlocked. However, if you did buy it from the manufacturer directly, it definitely is. But if you're not sure the status of your unlock for your device, this is how you do it on iPhones. So you scroll to the settings, and then you go to General, and then you go to About. And what you need to do here is at this point, just scroll down a little bit, and right here, you're gonna see that there's a carrier lock option here. With carrier lock, mine says no SIM restrictions. That means I can have multiple SIM cards in my phone at the same time. One will be physical and one will be an eSIM. And actually currently I do have two. I have AT&T and T-Mobile, but I'll go over that later. So if your phone says anything but no SIM restrictions, then you're probably not good to go. You'll need to get your phone unlocked. And if you need to get your phone unlocked, then if you look to the upper right-hand corner of this video, I have some other videos helping you decide how to unlock your phone from all the major carriers. That is quickly how you can check on your iPhone if your phone is unlocked. If it is, then you are good to go to add an eSIM or add a physical SIM, whichever one is needed to add on for you to have two lines. And that's really the main benefit of eSIM technology. On top of the fact that you don't need a physical SIM card, you don't need to do anything physical. You can do everything from the comfort of your home once you have your phone in hand. You don't have to go to a store, you don't have to wait for a physical SIM to be mailed to you. You can automatically just have two plans all at once pretty easily with an eSIM. So what do you need two lines for? Here's some, I don't know, crazy scenarios. You have a business line or a work line, or maybe you just want a different cell phone network but want to keep your same number, or you want to have two lines for whatever reason. That's one of the main benefits of eSIM. Another benefit of eSIM is using your physical SIM as your default line and then using your eSIM as a travel line, as a travel plan. So you can switch out different eSIMs for each country you go to if they have eSIM capability in those countries. So that's just a few reasons why you might want to use eSIM and why you might want to unlock your phone so you can have multiple SIM cards in your device at the same time, but for different carriers. And that's it. That's just a little bit about eSIM. Let's move on to the next section. This section is just an easy, quick, simple breakdown of pros and cons of eSIM technology. So let's go over the pros. For me, one of the biggest pros to eSIM technology is that there are no physical limitations with the eSIM. So you don't have to worry about the tiny SIM device that pokes out the tray that has the SIM card that you need to remove that SIM card and put the old one, take the old one out, put the new one in, put it back inside and save that SIM device away for a rainy day. There's none of that. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff, which is really nice. And on top of that, for me, changing out SIM cards stresses me out because I feel like they're fragile. I don't want to break one in half. And if I do, then I have to wait to get them mailed to me again. It's just a whole process that I'd rather not deal with. So that's two pros. Another pro is that it's all digital, which is also a con, but we'll get there. You don't have to go into a store. You don't have to wait for anything to be mailed to you. You can do everything from the comfort of your own home as soon as you know which cell phone plan you want and as soon as you know that your device is unlocked, that you can have a new carrier or multiple carriers. You can do it all within minutes, and it's super easy. The other nice thing is you can switch out and change plans as often as easily as you want, because the process to deleting a SIM and adding a new one back on for eSIM is very simple, very straightforward. So it's nice navigationally, it's very handy. And then the last thing is, that's it. There are no things. Those are basically all the pros of eSIM. Let's take a look at the cons. So I have basically three cons here. The first con is that it is all digital, it's all electronic. So if you're not a super handy person when it comes to cell phones and navigating your device, then eSIM might not be the best thing for you. If you like being able to have like a physical card, you like the process of moving SIM cards in and out, then you know what, go for it. Stay with your physical SIM, don't worry about the eSIM at all. One of the other cons is that eSIM isn't super widely available yet. It's only available in a handful of countries and with a handful of carriers here in the United States. And that list is growing every day. There's a new carrier that has eSIM capabilities, but for now, it's fairly limited. And the last thing is, using eSIM, you have to have a capable phone. Most capable phones are newer and therefore more expensive. So to use this technology, you kind of have to have a high-end device. Not many budget phones offer eSIM technology yet. So if you want two lines on one phone, you're gonna have to pony up that cash. And those are the cons of eSIM, but in my opinion, there are way more pros than cons to using dual SIM technology that has an eSIM and physical SIM in your device. So now that we know the pros and cons, should you be using an eSIM or a physical SIM? Well, it just depends on your preference. Overall though, I would generally say that a physical SIM is good for your default line, and then use your eSIM for any line that may frequently change, like a traveling line or a business line or a work line, or I don't know what else you would need a second line for, unless you're doing sneaky things that you don't want someone to know about. I guess that can be your second line as well. But for the most part, I'd say keep your OG line, your default line, the one you use the most physical, and any other line that changes out often, an eSIM line. Currently, like I briefly mentioned before, I am using dual SIM cards right now in my iPhone. So here's my iPhone, it's an iPhone 12. My default plan is my OG plan from AT&T, and then I am testing out T-Mobile's network with T-Mobile Test Drive. So the T-Mobile Test Drive is an eSIM, and my AT&T is a physical SIM. So for me, I really like having the ability to keep my own plan and my own number, and everything can default to AT&T. But maybe sometimes I just want to use T-Mobile data to see how T-Mobile's data is and still receive calls on my AT&T line, and you can do that all with dual SIM technology, which is why I think it's pretty freaking cool. There's one other downside to eSIM tech. It's that, well, it's kind of hard to navigate and can be kind of confusing, which is the subject of my next video. So if you want to learn how to navigate your dual SIM technology on your iPhone, then be sure to like and subscribe and turn on those notifications, because that video will be out in just a few days, and it will walk you through some very basic things that we all need to know to better understand eSIM and to get the most out of our dual SIM devices. I'm Sherry Briggs. Thanks for watching WhistleOut TV.